So you want to jump into the wild west of crypto because you've heard of all the insane gains that you can make by investing in cryptocurrency. A lot of your friends have made money, but there's a lot of scammers and hackers out there to take your crypto, and it really got you scared. And that means you not want to dip your feet into the golden water of cryptocurrency. Well, if that's the case, then this is the video that you need to see, because in this video, I'm going to explain my 3 core principles that I follow to protect my crypto. With over 10 years of experience in cryptocurrency, since Bitcoin was a wee lad, I have been teaching people and showing people how to protect their crypto and showing them how to recover it in about
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
3% of the cases, because 97% of the time, you can't recover your crypto. 3% of the time, sometimes you can, depending on the situation. But in today's video, I want to show you guys how to prevent 100% of the issues that you're going to have either with scammers, hackers, or mistakes, which is usually like the 3%. Usually it's scammers and hackers and phishers or whatever. So this video is definitely a great video for all you guys jumping new into crypto, or even if you've been in crypto for a while, you might not know some of these tips and tricks. So stay tuned till the end of the video. The first thing I want to talk about is the tool set that you need to protect your crypto. I got here my Nano Ledger X device. I do not think you need to get the Nano Ledger X device necessarily. You can also get the Nano Ledger S device, but I wouldn't recommend necessarily for beginners to jump into any other hardware-based device. Definitely stick to the Nano Ledger series because it is the most compatible with all of the different dApps and applications that crypto people use. What you guys need to do, also, a really important thing you guys need to do is go ahead and jump into the website, the Nano Ledger website here. You guys can see, I would highly recommend if you're new to crypto, get this Nano Ledger S Plus device. It's only $100 and it's a huge insurance policy. You use a one-time payment insurance policy against scammers and hackers and even your own stupid mistakes, which you probably will make because we all made them when we got into crypto. I've lost hundreds of dollars just doing stupid stuff, and I'm here to protect you guys from making those same dumb mistakes. Get this Nano Ledger S device. It's also kind of stylish. You got this cool blue color. You got this dark blue color. I think this one's usually sold out. Maybe it's not sold out anymore. That'd be great. I'm actually thinking about getting another one just because I like to have multiple devices in case something happens to one of them. When you guys get this device, you're going to have a 12-word phrase or whatever. You guys are going to need to protect that phrase at all costs. Do not give it to anybody. Do not put it on your computer. If I were you, I would either put it on a piece of paper that's relatively safe, or if you're in a country that you think it's going to get wet or something or get crinkled, just inscribe it with a knife or something onto like a metal sheet and then hide that somewhere, and hopefully it doesn't rust over. Or you can buy like crypto steel or some other sort of, hardware, like actual steel hardware-based wallet device, which they have on the Ledger website as well, and you guys can purchase it as a set. But it's up to you. You can also store it, which is not recommended, in like an encrypted file in the cloud where you have the local encryption key, and then you store the file on Google Cloud or something, and then cut it off from your computer. That's actually relatively safe because if it's encrypted on the cloud, yeah, but then it also means that if Google goes down or something like that, you won't be able to access your private keys, but you'll still have your Ledger device, so you can at least get your funds off. So those are 2 different ways you can do it. A lot of people say don't store it on the cloud, but they might be a little bit paranoid. If you encrypt it on the cloud, you should be relatively safe. But go ahead and jump into number 2. Number 2 here. The number 2 tool I will recommend to you guys, and this is very important and it's 100% free, is ThreatSlayer. So let's take a look at ThreatSlayer here. You have Interlock ThreatSlayer, revolutionizing security with Web3. This is a recent tool that has just kind of come into the Web3 space, the crypto space, and I think it's been long awaited because there hasn't really been a tool where you can conglomerate all the different information from all the different users of crypto into one database to protect the users from other scammers and hackers. Now, what ThreatSlayer does is it scans the URL of the website to make sure that it's not a fake website or it's a scam website or it's been a rug pull or something. And people can rate those websites, stake in their tokens or whatever. Not going to go into the tokenomics in this video, but they can basically rate the website, and then it'll give you an alert and let you know what the trust score is for that website with regards to, crypto scams and hacks and everything. Very, very great, innovative tool. Very excited to see where this project goes. So yeah, I use it every day. It's protected me 2 or 3 times already from scam websites. Now, just imagine like a few years ago when they had this like day zero Web3 attack. They had this basically this day zero attack where a lot of YouTubers getting actually hit by these scammers. And so you get hit up by a scammer. They make a fake website that looks exactly like the legit website. For example, they have like ThreatSlayer. The company's name is, Interlock, but they call the website like ThreatSlayer.network instead of Interlock.network, right? And honestly, a normal user wouldn't even think about that. It's like, I don't know. I thought it was called ThreatSlayer, right? So you don't know. And then the YouTuber, for example, they hit up the YouTuber asking, hey, can you make a video for us for our Web3 game? So you go ahead and you download the game and you look at the website, looks legit. They even have videos. It's an exact copy of the real website. Download the game. Then the game goes on your computer, and basically what it did at the time, the day zero attack, was it would go into your computer and the browser plugin or whatever, and you would have MetaMask, and then it would be able to go into MetaMask and then brute force your PIN code, and then get your private key from that. And they didn't even need your PIN code. They had a way to brute force it using this day zero attack. So a lot of people, a lot of YouTube crypto people, they got scammed and hacked, and it was a big deal back then. So if Interlock had been around back then, they could have protected these YouTubers, and I think it would have kept a lot more users in the blockchain crypto space if they hadn't gotten scammed or hacked. Because once you get scammed or hacked, you just really don't want to come back. You're like, screw this, I don't want anything to do with this. So they end up just leaving the crypto space altogether. But now that we have this tool at our fingertips, I think it's going to change the industry for the better. Another thing I want to talk about today is your research. So, for example, if you're researching a project, there are different places you can go. Oh, look at all the weird videos I watch. No worries, guys. And let's go ahead. I've been looking into SCP a lot recently. Let's go ahead and check out MetaMask recovery phrase lost or something. So a lot of people like lose their MetaMask recovery phrase or whatever. So make sure you guys do the research on YouTube. Watch a lot of different videos and just make sure you guys get a feel for what's going on. Also, when you're doing your research, make sure you go ahead and go into the Discord, go into the Twitter and the Telegram. Make sure it's not just a bunch of bot accounts. It's not just people saying good morning, good morning, good morning all the time. It's actually real users, and get to know them, ask a lot of questions, see if they have airdrops that you can participate in, see if there's other sorts of things that you can do to participate without actually investing first. And sometimes you actually get the tokens for free. So you can run a testnet validator for one thing if you're an IT guy. That's a great way to learn more about IT and running servers and stuff, is to become a testnet node runner. And there's a lot of different types of research that you can do just by jumping in the Discord and asking for different things. And they have different campaigns to make Twitter ads and everything, and you guys can try it all. And I think that's a really great way to go ahead and do research, is just by actually doing things that aren't blockchain related, but are just contributing to it until you're ready to really dip your toes in and you feel comfortable actually investing money. Now comes one of my biggest things that you need to do in crypto. This has lost so many people, so much crypto. Is testing. Testing is extremely important with crypto. Never send all your funds at once to an address. So for example, even when you're using a Nano Ledger S device, like people, they get scammed, they get hacked, but they also mess up themselves all the time. If you don't test the transaction and you accidentally delete one letter, or you accidentally flip two letters in the address you're sending to, then you basically lose all that crypto, and it's unrecoverable. And even if you send it to an exchange to the wrong address and you think you're sending it to an exchange, that's wrong. And like I mentioned with the Interlock, sometimes some people make copies of exchanges and they have the whole database and everything set up, and you log in and they give you a fake address, or they figure out a way to hack your browser and input another address on top of that address. So you want to make sure you send a test transaction to the exchange when you're sending your crypto to an exchange. Another big thing is that people will send to the wrong network. So if you guys look here at my crypto video, 20 recovery or something, whatever. So right here, this is the video I was talking about, but this is actually my video from 3 years ago. So this is Binance BEP20 network access with Nano Ledger S. Look at that. 83K views, and I've had this up for 3 years. That's a pretty large amount of views for something you would think would be a really small issue, right? but this is actually a huge issue in the cryptocurrency, is that companies will launch new technology without coming out with proper tutorials for the users on how to actually use this new technology, this new feature of their website. And Binance is one of the worst culprits. So they went ahead and they released the Bet20 network, and people were sending it to their Ethereum address on the Bet20 network or vice versa, and then the crypto wouldn't show up in their account. They're like, oh, I sent it to my Ethereum address on Coinbase. So they send it to Coinbase or some other website, MEXC, some other exchange, MEXC, and they would lose their tokens. So you always, and when you send it to an exchange, since you don't own the private keys, like I mentioned earlier in the video, you don't own the private keys. So basically all your crypto is lost, and the exchange won't help you. They had like a petition for Coinbase and for Binance to release the funds. And of course, Coinbase are like, we don't support Bet20. That's the chain of our competitor. Of course, we're not going to support it. We didn't even know about it. Why should we pay to build the tools to support this network for this other competitor? That doesn't even make sense. So I actually completely understand where Coinbase is coming from, and people were angry at Coinbase for not adding the feature, even though it's Binance's fault. And that's one reason I don't really feel bad for CZ going to jail. I mean, he's done a lot for crypto, don't get me wrong, but he lost people millions and millions of dollars with that feature. And I actually complained to Binance, and finally a week later they released an article, and I even have like the email records of this conversation, because I emailed them like, you guys need to make a proper announcement saying, hey, this is a network that nobody else supports, be really careful. But they didn't do it. And then finally they did it a couple weeks later, and they didn't even say thank you for the heads up or anything. But luckily people saw my YouTube video, and it looks like this really helped a lot of people out. And actually, once people did it and they used the wallets that were that could be supported, like MetaMask, then I was able to basically help them import it and transfer their funds back to their account or whatever. So just be really careful. Make sure you guys do your own research and test as well. So send 1 or 2 cents to the wallet and make sure it arrives, and also make sure that nobody siphons that wallet right away. And then send, like maybe $5, because people might not siphon 1 cent, but they might siphon $5. And it's always worth it to be safe than be sorry. Trust me. I've lost, I think, over probably $1,500 in this way. So definitely recommend always doing the test transactions. And yep, that's it, guys. Those are my 3 pillars. Remember, the first one is tools, then research, then testing. Okay, tools, research, testing. Definitely get a Nano Ledger S device. Use Interlock. It is a conglomerate database, a really great community as well, and a great way to learn about security for crypto in general. So that, just get involved in that community. Also, I would highly recommend doing your own research about the companies, looking on YouTube, jumping into the community, learning more about everything before you go ahead and invest anything. And only invest small amounts, like $10 at first, then go higher over time. So the last of all, of course, always do the testing. So send $1, $2 at first, even 1 cent in some cases you can, and then see if that gets siphoned. Because see if it gets siphoned or if it just doesn't show up. And if it looks okay and it's good, then you can go ahead and do it. And if you have any questions, of course, leave a comment below, ask me questions. I'll answer to the best of my ability. I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not 100% right all the time, but I do have a lot of experience in crypto, like I said, over 10 years. So I do my best to go ahead and help you guys out. If you guys like this video and it helped you out, make sure to go ahead and leave a big thumbs up. I really appreciate it, guys. I make this all for you, and I just want to bring more people into crypto and stay safe, because it's a wild west out there, and you never know where a hacker scammer is going to come at you, or when you're going to make a stupid mistake yourself, and you don't want to do that. Trust me. So have a great day, guys, and peace out.